the spring training series. There may be another one in the fall. My name is John Kwejan. I'm the program director for this institute. So with others who will be helping us to run this program. I'm sure you've all gone through the schedule, the program, the requirements, and other things. So particularly if you intend to receive the certificate of participation, you want to be present as much as possible. I mean, it's only 6 modules. And then you have to complete any assignment or quizzes that the instructors may give you. You need to do that if you need to get the certificate of participation. So first, attendance sheet will be posted in the chat area. I believe you, Stacy, if you are not, I believe you can also find it in the Slack. Is that right?
Yes, it'll be posted in just one moment.
Okay, so it will be in the chat area and also in Slack. And then if for whatever reason you are not able to be present live, there will be recordings of the sections. You can review the recordings and then you can send us a note that yes, I mean, for this reason you couldn't attend, but you have reviewed the recording. So without any further ado, and then one other thing, most of the modules will be on Wednesdays and Thursdays as we are starting today, but for the module on cloud computing, which will be module 4 and 5, cloud computing 1 and 2, that will be on Thursday and Friday because the instructor has a commitment there that they can change. So please note that on your calendars. If anyone has any short questions you want to ask now before I hand over to Dr. Moussa Doumbia. Okay, if you have questions, you can post your questions in the chat area or even in Slack. Also, there will be TA sections. So the TAs, I think we have 3 TAs. They will tell you the time that they will be available for TA sections. So if you have any specific questions or further clarification of any of the content, you can be at the TA sessions and then you can ask those during those sessions. Of course, if you have any question during the presentation, you can post that in the chat area. If the instructor sees it, they will answer it, or sometimes to one of the TAs can respond to those questions in the chat area as well. So I'm going to hand over to Dr. Moussa Doumbia. Dr. Doumbia is on the faculty of the mathematics department at Howard University. He's a data scientist. He teaches data science. He also has developed a Coursera course on linear algebra and data science, I believe, but I think he will tell you himself. So without any further ado, I will hand over to Dr. Moussa Doumbia. So Moussa, I saw yours now.
Okay, thanks for the nice introduction. Hi, everybody. Like John said, I'm a faculty in the Department of Mathematics, and I've been doing data science since 2019. And I developed a very nice course on Coursera that is linear algebra for data science. In fact, let me share that with you. It's a free course, right, paid by Howard University. I'm going to share that page link that there is a direct application of a linear algebra in data science. So I'm not sure if you can see my windows. Can you see my screen? Can you see?
No, yes.
Linear algebra. Okay. So let me, I will send the link to
The screen is
John.
visible. Is it the Coursera link?
Yeah, Coursera,
I can see it. Can anyone else not see it?
right here. Let me put on the chat.
I think everyone can see it.
Yeah, we see
Okay.
it's visible.
Yeah, so Denise and I developed this course right over a year now. There are almost 2,000 students in there. You will learn a lot about how one can use linear algebra to derive a regression model, right? And how do you use linear algebra to reduce the dimension of a data set, right? So it's a very nice course and then free. And then if you complete the capstone project, you will get a certificate. Right. Okay, so let's go to today's lecture. Can you see my PowerPoint, Foundation of Data Science? Can you see that?
No, it's still the Coursera course.
Okay, so I need to stop sharing and then share again. How about now?
Yes.
Okay, so in
Moussa, you are muted, so we can't hear you. Unmute yourself. You are still muted.
okay, how about now?
We
Can you hear me?
you now. Yes.
Okay. So in the first part of this course, we first need to install our working environment. That is, we need to install Anaconda. How many of you guys already installed Anaconda so that we don't have to spend time on that? Everybody got Jupyter Notebook via Anaconda? Okay, so we need to go through that. And then we also need to install Git Bash if you're using Windows, right? We need to use that because that will allow us to navigate easily, between files and folders, right? So without further ado, let me take you to the website of Anaconda. So let me stop sharing. So if you need to install Anaconda, I want you to go to open your favorite browser, just type Google, and then type Anaconda Python, the first one. Anaconda Python. Can you see my screen?
No, it's not visible.
Okay. How about now? Can you see?
Yes.
Anaconda Python. Right. So you type these. So this is for people who are using Windows. So you type Anaconda, and then the very first one here. You click on that. It will recognize your operating system. So I'm using Windows, so you select Windows. If you're using Mac, I will show you a PowerPoint slide step-by-step how to install Anaconda on your Mac computer. But this is for Windows user. So once you get here, I want you to click on download. So you see my download has started. So you don't need to set up an iCloud account, just click on download. Mine is still downloading. I can see here.
Professor, you're muted.
Can you hear me?
We can hear you now.
Okay. So everybody's downloading Anaconda now. So mine is almost there, but still need some time. So this will take a couple of minutes,
Can I ask
especially.
a question? Well,
Huh?
sorry, I have a question. I have a question with respect to Anaconda. I'm using Visual Studio. Is there?
Yeah. So
And
if you
I
use
can
that,
access various packages.
yeah, you can use Visual Studio. I myself use Visual Studio. You know, if you're using Visual Studio, you don't need to do this, right? You are good to go, right? You can just follow.
Okay.
If you want to follow me, you can do
Okay.
that. But if you got Visual Studio, or you got PyCharm, right, or you got Sublime, you don't need to do this, right? John and I decided I would be using Jupyter Notebook for this course. That's the only reason. Right, but if you got any
Yeah, I
other,
have Jupyter notebooks as well from Visual Studio. So, okay.
yeah,
Okay, thank you.
no problem. Okay. So mine is completed right here. Raise your hand if you're still downloading, so that I know.
I have a
Everybody,
question, Professor.
Yes.
I want to make sure I'm in the right space. It's taking me to an area that's asking me to pay a monthly subscription. Is that correct?
no.
Area?
You're not supposed to pay anything here.
Okay.
Okay, so a couple of students still have the Anaconda still downloading. Yeah, so you once you click on download, you just right, it just started. One thing that they might ask you is to create a iCloud account for your Anaconda. You don't need to do that. So this is
your screen is not being shared.
huh?
Your screen is not being shared.
Oh, it's not being shared?
Yeah.
Okay, let me share it again. Yes. Any questions? Share my whole window, my whole screen. So now,
I have a question.
yeah.
Professor,
Yeah.
I have in my computer, I use Python 3 using Anaconda.
That's fine.
Okay, so I can use in the terminal, I can use that.
Yeah.
So it's okay.
That is perfect.
Okay, thank you.
Problem.
So for those who have a Mac, you said that you are going to let us know how to install it.
Yeah, in fact, let me see if I can put that PowerPoint in this slide chat. I'm not sure if that will be possible, but let me try. If I can attach it. Attach file. Yeah, I just put it in the chat. Can you see? for the Mac people. If you're using Mac, I just post a PowerPoint on the chat. If you can follow that. So let me know if you're done, if yours is completely downloaded. Let me know so that we can proceed. So once it's done, once your Anaconda is completely downloaded, I want you to click on it. You will see this wizard. Can you see this? Or yours is still downloading? How many people still need time? Raise your hand. Okay, you still need time. So if yours is completely downloaded, I want you to click on next, right, to start the installation. So let me know if you're ready. If yours is completely downloaded, let me know. Okay. It's still downloading, Ms. Jackson? Hello?
It is still downloading, but you can move on. I'll try to catch up, or I'll reach out to a TA for assistance if I need to. Is that okay?
Okay. Do you know how many minutes more it will take?
It does not say. It said it was done on one. It stopped spinning, but now it still didn't, but it didn't open. Let me see where it is. Yeah.
My Zoom keep on stopping.
Mm-mm.
I have a problem with my Zoom.
No, but it looks like it's still going. I almost want to stop it and start over.
I'm sorry, are we getting a specific instruction for the Mac?
Yeah, I put in the chat.
I don't see anything. I don't know. I mean, you already put it there?
Yeah, I put in the chat. Maybe I should have said to everyone. Let me change that. Maybe I send it to particular people only. Mac environment. Yeah. I just put in the chat again. Are you able to see?
The only thing that I see is that it says, welcome to Anaconda 3, 2022. Is that what you're talking about?
No, it's a PowerPoint slide that I just posted.
I'll be honest with you, I don't see it.
In the chat, Zoom chat.
You cannot.
Can you go ahead again and check? I just posted.
Does anyone else see it? Because maybe I'm.
All right. Let me call you right back.
Yes, I do see it.
Yes, there.
So
It's the last one. Scroll down, maybe. Scroll down.
so go to the chat,
Yeah,
show the chat preview. I'm looking at the chat. I'm sorry.
go down.
It doesn't move. That's the thing. I don't know what happened.
Oh, my God.
Hmm. Doesn't move. Can you close your chat and open again? Or let me see if I can put in the Slack. Are you on the Slack?
Mm,
The Slack that Stacy shared with you. Are you on that?
I'm not sure.
You are not sure?
No. I see add text here.
Okay, can you say something in the chat?
In the
Just type
email,
something in the
in the
chat.
email where you have all the information, if you scroll down to the bottom, there is a link for Slack. For this, for everyone in the class, if you have not done so, please click that link for Slack and you should be added to the channel.
I just wanted to point out that as Ms. Wayson, I had a similar problem with logging into Slack. It wasn't recognizing either my Howard nor my personal email address, but when I used the link from the email, not the link from the chat, but from the email, I had no problem. So those of you who may be having similar problems, you may try this.
Moussa, are you there? Looks like we lost you. Let me call him and see.
His Zoom keeps on crashing. That's the problem.
So would that be a Zoom issue or just the laptop or computer that he's using?
I am on campus and I don't know why my Zoom keep going on and off.
Can you try updating it first?
Yeah, I'm on campus right now.
No,
I'm in my office.
the Zoom, update the software.
Update it?
Yes, try and do that too.
That might kick me out. Okay, let me see. Because I'm using Howard account.
Banana, would that take, I don't know, just a minute or so?
No.
How long does that take?
Yeah, just go to the about and see where you can update the Zoom. Probably your version is much old.
How do I update that?
What are you using?
I'm using my laptop and then I'm
Mac?
not using the app.
Are you using Mac?
No, Windows.
So go to the Zoom, actually go to Zoom website and download the new file and install it. It will overwrite the current version.
Okay.
Yeah, because I don't think it'll keep on happening. So we need to solve it once for all.
Okay, let me do that now.
We were sorry about the
Dr.
So-
Doumbia, while we're still waiting, sorry, I just had a quick question about the Coursera course. We need to have a subscription to Coursera to take it, correct?
It's free. So all you need to do is just have a Coursera account and then look for the course and the Howard University.
I do. It does say enroll for free, but then
Yes.
on the site it says try for free enroll to start your 7-day full access free trial. And when I click on enroll for free, it gives me the 7-day free trial option.
Oh, it shouldn't do that.
Yeah, I think if you have a Howard email, it should be free. I don't know for others who may be
free for
using a
everyone.
different.
It should be free for everyone.
Oh, for everyone, not only Howard. Okay.
Yeah.
So whilst we are waiting for Doumbia, we can do a brief introduction. So anyone, if you just want to introduce yourself in one sentence, no more than one sentence, and we can at least, yeah, anyone, I don't want to mention names, so anyone can start.
I'll go first. My name is Sindhuja Mahalingam. I'm a dentist from India. I'm working as a clinical data analyst at Harvard University. Nice to meet you, everyone.
All right, thank you. It's for Jamahel.
Sindhuja, you can call me Sindhu.
Sindhu, yeah, okay, that will be much easier. Okay, next person, anyone?
Good afternoon, everybody. I'm a computer engineer undergrad at Howard University.
All right, didn't say your name.
Oh, my name is Messiah Wisdom.
Messiah, okay.
Yeah.
This is a new version. This is a new software that I just downloaded.
Okay, then it should be good.
Yeah, hopefully. Okay, so somebody has a question about Coursera course.
Yes, Dimitar.
Yes, I had a question. I will try to figure this out later on. I was just pointing out that when I went on Coursera, it does say on the page for linear algebra enroll for free, but when you click on the link, the window that pops up is the 7-day free trial, which is okay. I will try to do it in 7 days, but it asks for a subscription afterwards.
Yeah.
So I just want to point this out.
Yeah, I don't even know how much it is because Howard is doing it free. We did it free. Yeah, maybe Coursera is after 7 days.
The thing is, when we log in with our Howard email, so it's free for us. But for other emails, it requires us to enroll into the course. So that's the thing in there.
Oh, is that right?
Okay.
But you can
I'll try with the Howard email.
Howard email with your personal email so that you can take the advantage of both. So that way it worked for me. So I think it should work for you too.
Okay. So can we install now the Jupyter notebook? Everybody downloaded already? Right? So everybody have a download file. So let me share my screen with you. My whole screen. So this is what I have, Anaconda. Can you see can you see? Everybody, can you see?
Yes, I can.
Okay, so once you click on the downloaded file, this wizard will show up. Then you have to click next, right? And you have to agree on the term and agreement, the license conditions. And then if you are using, your work computer, you just might not use just me. If it's your own computer, you got the admin password, you can install it for everybody, right? and then you click next, right? I usually, leave these. If you want to change the path, you can do that, but if you don't want it, you can leave it next. I have it installed already, but you should be able to pass this step, right? Everything is just next. And let me see if I can install again. Let me go on new. I want to do that Python 3 or new. So I'm gonna use that new. Yes. So once you get to, this is the step that I'm talking about. I want you to add these, check mark these, right? Check mark, it will say that it is not recommended. Don't worry about this, right? I want you to add path, right? Environment for your variables. And then click install. Anybody got to this step? Right. How many people got to this step? Okay, sounds good. How many people passed this step? Okay. How many people behind this step? The step that I'm showing you right now. You gotta add Anaconda to my path environment variable. How many people passed that? Okay, so once you pass that, the rest of them is just fine. You just install it. So I'm installing right now, you can see. So I'm installing. As you can see, it might take a couple of minutes, but you only install it once, right? The rest of them will just be update.
Okay, there's a question in Slack about how to download Anaconda or where to get to Anaconda. Do you mind addressing that?
Okay. Can you post Anaconda Slack? Oh, for Mark, maybe this is for Mark. Let me do it again. Yeah, I'm gonna share the file again. For Mac user. Let me make sure I'm sending to everybody. So my installation is still going on. You can see. Let me share the file. For Mac user. For Mac user, I just post the PowerPoint slide on the chat again. Can you hear me, everybody? I hope I'm not disconnected again. Okay, good.
Yeah, we can hear you.
All right. So mine is installing. You can see. Because I have it already. Maybe that's why it's taking some. Do you need to install it if it's already installed? No, if you're already installing, no, you don't need to. You don't. Anyone who has an Anaconda installed already, please do not repeat the same thing, right? I just did this because, you know, I wanted to show, you know, a particular step that you shouldn't skip where you add a path to, you know, environment variables. I wanted to show that part, right? So I can even cancel this because I have an Anaconda already. So how many people were able to install it successfully? How many people were able to install it successfully?
Still installing.
Still installing? Okay. Okay. Justin got it. Okay. So if you're done with the installation of Anaconda, for those who are done, I want you to do the following. Let me see. Can you see my screen? Everybody, can you see? I just opened Google page. Can you see that? Yeah, I want you to type git dash bash. I want you to do that. You see the first one here. In fact, let me copy this link and put in this chat. I want you to get that. So I'm putting it in the chat. So I just post the link that I want you to download it. And I also just post the PowerPoint slide for Mac user. If you look at my 2 recent messages, you will see, right? So if you already install Anaconda, this is where I want you to come and then click. If you're using Mac, you see this Windows, this will be Mac. Because I'm using Windows, I have download for Windows here, right? So it will select your operating system, right? So click on that. Right. So click on download. And then it's downloading. Can you see my download? Ijawal, can you see my download file?
Yeah, I can see.
Okay, because I share everything. So once you download that, I want you to open it. Right. Coming. So can you see this? The wizard that just pop up. It said, right. So I have Git version installed already, but once you get here, right, you download it, you click on it, it will open, right? And then you hit next. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we could hear you, but we can't see your screen.
Yeah, I don't know why. I should have stayed home to do this. No, none of these things are pay service. You don't need to pay anything, right? If there is anything extra that asks you to pay, don't select those things, right? Do not select those. It's free. So let me make sure that you are seeing my windows. Are you seeing my windows? My screen?
Yeah, we can.
Okay. So click next, right? And then click next. I'm not changing anything. Just for Windows, you just click next, right? But for Mac, you will have a problem. So click next, next. Here, if you want this additional stuff, you can check them, but I don't want
Hello?
them. Yes, can you hear me? Yes. Hello, hello. Yeah, it's the same Git. For Mac, it's the same Git. Right? For Mac, you will download the same thing, but you might, let me share this PowerPoint with you. If you're using Mac, you might have this, some Mac will have this type of problem, some don't. So let me, right, so once you click on this for Mac user, right, you will select a Mac for your computer. You download it, this is what you will see, right? And I want you to choose binary installer. You see the installer that is under binary installer, you click on that. This is for Mac user. For Mac user, there are two options, right? So once you click on this installer, right, it will show you the screen. You need to click on the green download. Once you click on this green download, then it will take you here. You click on the orange box, right? You click on this orange box, then you will have two options. Either it will let you do it, or it will, let me see. It will let you do it, or it will give you problem. So it will tell you that this Anaconda or Python doesn't trust, it comes from third party, something like that. Allow it anyway. You have to allow it. It might ask you to go to your Apollo icon, go to security and privacy, and then enter your password to let it in, right? Right, to make sure that you are you. So once you do that, and then you click on continue, right? You agree, and then you click on continue. Again, it will ask you something like this. I post these slides on the slide, on the chat. So for Mac installer, you might have this issue that I'm showing right now, right? It will show you this screen because they don't trust it. You gotta still click OK, allow it, and then you will be done, right? So let me, Yeah, but for Windows, there is no problem. There shouldn't be any problem at all for Windows installer, right? Once you get to this part, you open it and then you install it. And then once you open it, Git bash, it looks like this. So you might have an option to save it, to pin into your toolbox so that every time you need it, you can just click on it, right? So this is in the chat. So for Anaconda, if you use a Mac, you can follow the same way, but it doesn't ask you to add a path environment variable. It doesn't ask you to add that. Any questions about installation? Any questions about installing the Git or installing installing Anaconda? Any questions? Okay, so once the installation is done, we need to do two things. We need to learn how to open Jupyter Notebook, and we need now able to install Git. Are you using Mac or Windows, George? Mac. Okay. What does it say? Usual, can you try to see if you can help George? Yeah, talk to him directly. Okay. Okay, so I want to know if anybody else is having issue with these packages before we start.
I have an issue. I couldn't able to do the binary installer for Git, but I was able to install it through Homebrew. Would that be okay?
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
Yeah,
that's
Homebrew is actually more safe than the binary installer because it manages a terminal and your Git bash together. So that's more.
Yeah, Homebrew is fine.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Homebrew is perfect. Okay. So the first part was installations of those packages, the first part of the course. So once we get those out of our way, then we can start our Python. Okay, so you just share Anaconda's link, right, and Git link. So, and he's saying that should work for everybody. So if you have an issue, please come to the chat and then select this option here. Okay. Okay, so let's assume that we are set, we install all the packages. Are we? Who else needs some time? Okay, so because I install my Git, I will open it. So to open Git bash, I just click on it because I pin it to my toolbox. I can just open it. So this is what it looks like. Can you see my Gits? So if you're using Mac, you open your terminal. After installation, open your terminal. And I can make the font of my Git bigger by pressing the Control key and plus. Plus make it bigger, minus make it smaller, right? So we need to do two things, right? We need to configure our Git account, Git bash account, and then we need to open Jupyter Notebook using this Git account. And then we need to find other way to open our Jupyter Notebook, right? So if you are here, I want you to, again, if you are behind this, don't worry, we're gonna leave a PowerPoint slash there, and my TA will also be happy to work with you guys. So I want you to do this. Once you install your thing, I want you to look at it like that git config. I have added it again. Okay. So git config and then hit enter. Right. So let me make my font a little bit smaller. So I have this. This is what I'm getting. So I just say install git config, I'm getting this. So I want to add my signature to this. Let me clear first, clear. So to do so, I need to do these two. I need to run these two. I will type git space config space dash global, and then I will say user that name, and I will add my name there. So, or my username. That. And then I will hit enter. Git config dash global user that name, and I will hit enter. And then I will do the same thing, git config dash global user that email, and then I will put my email there. Actually, my email is mdumbia@howard.edu. Right. Okay. So the first part was to install our packages. The second part is to install our, to configure our Gits and then learn how to open Jupyter Notebook. Right. So once I hit enter here, then I need to make sure my configuration was successful. I will do git config, and I'll do dash list. So I'll be looking for my username and my email this time. See, my username is there. My username is there, and my email is there. So later on, when I'm collaborating with my teammate, everything that I push or pull or any change that I make, my teammate will know who make that change, right? Because of what my configuration is. Right. And this version control system will allow us to move quicker, right? Between folder and between file. It also allows us to keep track of different version of our project, right? If you work on the project, let's say for 7 days, and then you keep making changes, let's say day 7, you wish you didn't delete the work that you did on day 3. If you want to, recover those day 3, then this version control will allow you to go back in time to get the snapshot of your project. That's some of the advantage of this Git bash here, right? Also, you can run your code through it. So you can run code, it will allow you to navigate easily between files, between folder, create files, right? It will allow you to open Jupyter Notebook quickly. And it will also allow you to move files, rename files, and so on. Any questions? Okay, so now I want to open my Jupyter Notebook, right? So our Python, because we install Anaconda, everybody, we can open Anaconda by going through our terminal and then type ANA. Can you see this? ANA. So you see a green circle, right? So you can click on that. Once you click on that, right? You see this black screen? That's Anaconda coming, right? It's coming, it's coming, it's coming. It's coming. Okay, so this is my Anaconda. Everybody, can you see? I just have Anaconda. Can you see? Once you install it, all you need to do is to search it here. And then the green circle, you click on that, that's your Anaconda. And once you get there, you see, right, you have a lot of, software here, Jupyter Lab, right? You got PyCharm for those who use PyCharm. You got PyCharm here, PowerShell, right? You got many. You got R Studio, Oracle, Orange, but we are more interested on Jupyter Notebook. So I want you to click on Launch. You click on Launch. Yeah. So I have a Git and I'm gonna install it, but I cannot access it through the terminal. Okay, I will show you. Right, so this is one way to open your Jupyter Notebook by going to your search bar and then type Anaconda and then click on it. This is what you see. It looks like a browser, but you don't need internet connection to open your Jupyter Notebook, right? So now, once you are here, right? Once you are here, I want you to click on folder. You click on new. Once you click on new, you have many options. One of them is folder. I want you to click on the folder. Once you click on the folder, you will go at the bottom, right? And it become untitled folder, right? So you can rename it. Actually, you select it first. Once you select it, then you click on rename. You can give a name to it, right? So that's your folder right there. Once you create a folder, you go inside and then you create a folder. You click on that folder. After you click on it, then you click on new again. Once you click on new, you can click on Python 3. That will open a Python file. Again, you can rename it, the Python file, by saving as, right? You can save it as foundation of data science. So make sure it ends with IPYNB, Foundation to Data Science, that IPYNB, which stand for Interactive, right, Python Notebook. Interactive Python Notebook, IPYNB. Right, so this is one way to open Jupyter Notebook. How many of you guys were able to open the Anaconda and then open Jupyter Notebook?
Okay, it's very difficult to follow.
Huh?
It's very difficult to follow. I cannot make it this.
Okay, let me start over. Did you install Anaconda already?
I installed, but
Okay,
I even don't know which one you launched.
Oh, Anaconda. You type Anaconda in the search box. Can you see my windows?
I can see your window, but I have to come back to my web page to work on my side. That's why I get lost so easily.
Ah, yeah. So that makes it a little bit difficult. So all I wanted you to do is to search it. Anaconda, you will see a green circle. I want you to open that green circle. You click on that. Right? Can you see my green circle? Can you see? You click on the green circle here and then wait for it. And then it will open. Once it's open, then you will click on Jupyter Notebook. Once you click on Jupyter Notebook, then you need to click on New. Once you click on New, click on Folder, and then create a new folder, change the name to VADSTI 2023. Once you create a new folder, you click on the folder, you will be inside. Once you are there, I want you to click on New again, and then click on Python 3 to open a new Python file. So that's one way, right? So let me show another way. So I still come to the search. I come to the search, I type Anna, and then I want to click on Anaconda prompt. Can you see? Can you guys see? You, Jawel, can you see my Anaconda prompt? Can you see the Anaconda prompt?
I can see the screen.
Yeah, you see the second one. Can you see that here? Anaconda prompt. So I want you to click on Anaconda prompt. Yeah, click on Anaconda prompt. There will be a black window like that. Can you see that black windows open?
Yes.
Okay, so once you get there, I want you to type Jupyter Notebook and then hit enter. Can you see mine first before I hit enter? I type Jupyter Notebook, Jupyter one word, notebook another word, and I hit enter. Once I hit enter, right, this is a quick way to open Jupyter Notebook, right? If the green circle didn't work for you, all I want you to do, type to your search box, type Jupyter Notebook, type Anaconda, and then click on Anaconda prompt. Once you click on Anaconda prompt, I think I didn't install this one. Hold on, I got two of them. So Anaconda, that I will type Jupyter Notebook, and then hit enter. This will open a Jupyter Notebook for us. Can you see my Jupyter Notebook open? Can you see it?
Yes.
Okay, so once you get here again, you can go to New, go to Folder. It will be at the bottom. right? This is an alphabetical order. And then you click on it, check mark it, and then click on your name. And then you can give whatever name you want, new folder. And then that, a new folder already exists. So let me change it to something else. Rename it to my folder. Hopefully that doesn't exist. 2023. Right? So once you create a folder, is right here. I just created, is right here. My folder 2023. I will click on it. Right? You see, there is nothing inside. Then I will go to new. New is right here. And then I will click on Python 3. Python 3, it will open a Python file for us to write our code. Then I will rename it because I don't want untitled or, so I will do this, do Python crash course dot IPYNB, interactive Python notebook. And then click on, if I go to my folder, I will see that that is there, right? And I don't need this. To delete a folder, you click, you check mark it, right? You do click on it and then go to the trash can, click on that. And then say yes, it will delete it, right? So, wasn't everybody able to do this? Who has question about these two ways of opening Jupyter Notebook? One way to open a green circle, Anaconda shell. Once you open that shell, you click on it, you look for Jupyter Notebook, you click on Jupyter Notebook, and then from there you can create your folder and your file. The second way is to open Anaconda prompt. It will be a dark screen. Then from there, you can type Jupyter Notebook. Once you type Jupyter Notebook, then your Jupyter Notebook will pop up. And then you can also create your folder. Inside a folder, you can create a file, Python file. Any questions? Okay. So how many people got the Jupyter Notebook that look like mine, dark theme like this? Is your Jupyter Notebook dark like mine? Can you see mine? So Cow has it like mine. Who else got the dark theme? Or who got the white theme?
I have a white theme and my icon is a book. It's not the circle, like the Python circle.
Okay, but were you able to open Jupyter Notebook?
Yeah.
Okay, both ways, right?
Just one way, just through the browser, through opening up Python, and then yeah. So I couldn't do it through the. I couldn't do it through the terminal on a Mac, but that's fine. I can get into it.
Okay. Okay. All right. So I will go back to my Git bash. Let me minimize this. So this is my Git bash. So if you want to have the same theme like mine, so let me change the theme of mine. So I will do this Jupyter theme -R. I want to reverse it. I want to enter it. right? So if I open Jupyter Notebook again, I want to show you my theme notebook. You will see my theme will change. You see, I got white. Everybody see this? Even if I go to my folder, everything is white. Can you see this white theme? How many people are able to see this?
I can.
Okay, so now if you want to change the theme, like you want to go to dark mode, we need to go back to our Git bash again. So I open the Git bash. Right, so let me make it bigger so that you can see what I'm typing. So you open your terminal or your Git bash. I want you to type pip install Jupyter theme, S, right? S at the end, right? And then hit enter. It will install the new theme. Can you see mine installing? Pip install Jupyter theme. So my installation is done. So the next thing I want to do is to check the list. So I would say Jupyter theme, that's JT-L, L stand for list. So this gives me the list of theme that I can use. How many people can see these lists here? Chess Theory, Grade 3, Monarchy, Ocean 16, One Dark. How many people are able to see this list here?
I see that.
Okay, so this theme will change the look of your Jupyter notebook, right? I usually use One Dark or Monarchy, right? So I want to use one of them. So let me use Monarchy, for example. So I will say JT, right? JT, can you see? So JT-T, T from the theme, and then I will write the name of the theme that I want to use. So if I want to use Monarchy, then I will type Monarchy. The spelling is very important. It has to be exactly that, M-O-N-O-K-A-I. And I'll hit enter, right? So that changed the look of my theme. If I want to check that, I will type Jupyter notebook. And because I don't want to lose this Git bash windows, I will put space and then add N symbol to it, N symbol. Right, Jupyter notebook space N. So that means even if I open the Jupyter notebook, I will still be able to use this Git bash windows. If I don't do that, I will use this Git bash windows. So I will open it, right? It is coming, it is coming, it is coming. You see, it changed the look of my, theme. Let me open some of them. What is Dexter? Right, it changed. See, it changed. So I got dark theme. So this is how you change the theme of your Jupyter notebook. I got a lot of messages here. Just preference, is it necessary to change? No, you don't have to change it, but I personally like that theme so that I don't mess up my eyes that much, right? You don't have to. In fact, if you did it, you want to reverse it, that code is right here. If you want to reverse it, all you need to do is type JT-R. R stands for reverse. That will reverse it. It will go back to the Y one, right? You can choose different theme. You can move from Monarchy to One Dark and so on, right? But anybody has any question about this? Any questions? How to change the theme, how to open Jupyter Notebook, right? Okay. So if there is no questions, I am going to go to our folder and I'm going to open a new Jupyter Notebook. I think we should take like a 5-minute break. 5-minute break, everybody, and then let's continue. So we're gonna start doing Python now. So this 5 minutes will give opportunity to those people who are still behind in the installations. So if you have any question during that 5 minutes, I'm here. Ujawal is also here. We'll be happy to assist you. So let's take 5-minute quick break and come back. Okay, I'm here.
I have a question, Dr. Doumbia.
Yes.
I opened GitHub VADSTI Spring 2023.
Mm-hmm.
And is there some way to download the files, to clone the files locally?
Yeah, I think Nana will post my file there today. Nana will post
okay, because I don't see any files.
Yeah, I don't think it has been installed uploaded yet.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah, Nana will upload it and then you will be able to get it. I was trying to do it, but I was having some issue because I have many GitHub account. Maybe that was the reason.
Okay. Thank you.
No problem.
I have a question. I'm having difficulty accessing GitHub. I can open up Python from the browser window, but I can open up a terminal window, but I don't know how to access the GitHub. Could you go over that again, please?
GitHub
or the Git. So I installed the Git, but I can't interface with it.
Oh, Mac. Are you using Mac?
Yeah.
Okay, so you say you installed it, right?
Yeah.
Successfully. So when you, let me open my, when you open your, you have to open the terminal. You become your terminal now. You know how to open your terminal, right?
Yeah, I have my terminal open.
Okay, so do git config dash list. Git space config space dash list. We're gonna see if you don't see anything that you shouldn't. Because
okay, one more time. I'm sorry, I got git config, and then what was the last part?
Okay. Git space config space dash list. Let me.
Okay, yeah. So it came up with my username and my email.
Okay, so why don't you type cd? Let me share my screen with you so that you know what I'm talking about.
All right, I appreciate that. Thank you.
So I will do. Yeah, let me share my dash screen. Can you see this?
I can.
Okay, so I want to say cd. Oh, what happened to it? Not that. I don't want PyCharm to do it. I lost my, yeah, right here. Can you see, Steve? Okay, so
yeah,
this is what I want you to do. I want to make it bigger. So type cd space desktop. What does it say?
Just says desktop now.
Very good. So yeah, cd desktop. If we didn't get any error, I mean you're good. So now I want you to do the following. On your desktop, I want you to type mk make dir directory. I want you to type VADSTI 2023. I want you to type that.
Okay.
Yeah, that directory exists already. Okay, let me mkdir. So let me, yours shouldn't be a problem. Are you able to do that?
Yeah, I'm able to do that. So now I feel like I can interface now.
Yeah, so I want you to look at your desktop if you see that. Do you see that? That's on your desktop. Do you see that folder? VADSTI.
Okay, let me
VADSTI 2023. Should be on your desktop.
On my desktop. Oh, I do. Yeah, I do.
Okay. Yeah, so you have it. So I want you to CD stand for change directory. I want you to do CD to that VAS, right? T 2023 VAD 2023. So CD space VASTI _ 2023. Yeah, nothing will happen, right? Yeah. So now once you're there, I want you to type Jupyter space notebook and then hit enter. Actually, if you want to keep the windows open, I think you can do the N symbol, or you can just type Jupyter notebook.
Oh, okay, cool. And then it just pulled it up.
Okay, so now you have it. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Excellent. Thank you.
No problem. How are you? Okay, everybody. So once you are able to open a Jupyter notebook, you create a folder, right? And then inside a folder, you create a Python file, and then you rename that Python file to the name that you like it. I want you to go to that file. So I open a Jupyter notebook here. Can you see my Jupyter notebook, everybody?
Yeah, we can, Professor.
Okay, I think the 5 minutes is over, right? Yeah, so now, all right. So I opened this, but I want to rename it. If I want to give a name to it,
Cannot hear.
No, I don't. I think we lost him.
Yeah, we lost him.
I apologize, everybody. I don't know what's going on with my Zoom today, but I was saying that we need to open a new Jupyter notebook. Let me share my windows with you. Can you see my screen? Let me know if you can see. John, can you also make usual co-host? Yeah, if you can also make him a co-host, that would be great. So everybody, can you see my new Python file that I just created?
Yes, I can.
Okay, so over the break, I was showing this young man how to open Jupyter notebook using your Git bash or your terminal, right? So there is one thing I don't know if I mentioned here. If you want to keep your Git bash windows active, you need to add the N symbol, right? So you will type Jupyter notebook, right? This will open Jupyter notebook. You need to add N symbol space N so that you will be able to use the again over and over, right? So, but if you forgot to do that, then your Jupyter notebook and Windows will be linked together. If you close it, it will shut down your Jupyter notebook and you have to restart over. So here in Jupyter notebook, we have two types of cell. A cell that will allow us to write a Python code and a cell that allows us to write a markdown cell, right? So if you are inside a cell, right, I'm here. Let's say I want to create another cell below it, right? So let me put, click here and I'll type B. B will create a cell below it, right? But how do I know which one is what? So I need to, let me put something in here, for example, right? I want to say here, print. So print in Python will print out, will lay out stuff that you want to print. So hello class, right? Or hello world. So this will just give me that hello class. So if I want to print or create a cell above this cell, I will click outside the cell. You see, if I'm inside, if I click outside, the color gray will change a little bit. And then I type the letter A. A will create above, right? Let me delete this cell here. If I want to delete the two cells below it, I will type X. X will delete cells. A will create cell above it. If I click outside the cell and type B, it will create cell below it. If I type B again, it create another cell below it, right? So these cells are for coding, right? If you have to type a regular code, right? If for you type something that is not a Python syntax, right? Like Moussa, then you will get an error, right? You get error messages coming. Moussa is not defined, right? It's not defined at all. So you get error message. So because this is a code cell, if you want to change these cells from code to markdown cell, right? You go to cell, right? And then you go to cell type, and then you click on markdown. That's one way to change it, right? Because I change it to markdown, I can play with the size of this. 1 pound symbol with a space between the pound symbol and Moussa will make it bigger, like that, right? And then if I add 2 pound symbol, will make it smaller, like H2. If I add a 3 pound symbol, it will make it even smaller, or even 4 pound symbol. You make it smaller and smaller and smaller. The more pound symbol you add, the smaller, your title will be, right? So make sure there is a space between your pound symbol and your first character, the first character in your string, like that, right? So that's one way to change the cell to a markdown cell, right? Let's say here, I'm here. This is a code cell. If I want to change it to a markdown cell, I'll click outside the cell and then type the letter M, M as mama. If I type M as mama, it becomes a markdown cell. I can run it like that, John. I will have no error. If I wanted to have a type, title 1 or title 2, I will add a pound symbol, right? You make it bigger. So pound symbol space John, right? It will make it, you'll put in the title form, right? Any questions so far about this type of cell in Anaconda, in Jupyter Notebook? Code cells, markdown cells. This is a markdown cell, right? You come here, you go to cell. You have two ways, right? You go to cell and then you click on markdown here, or you click outside the cell, you type a M, letter M will change it, right? So this is a markdown cell. Right. Any question about this? Okay, so let's say I want to merge cells together, right? If I want to merge, let's say John cells and Moussa cells together, let me delete hello class, for example. I want to join this cell. Let's say I click on John cell, then I will go to edit, right? And I'll go to merge cell. I'll look for merge. Say merge cell below, because my cell is above. I'll click on merge cell above. Then the two cell will be in the same cell, right? So same thing with if you have a code. So print first, right? So that's one cell. Right, so this is a Python code. Print is a function that prints, your output. So print second, right? So printer, right? So I have these, but they're not in the same cell, right? I can go to the first cells and then go to edits, and then because the next cell is below it, I will say merge cell below. Then first and second will be in the same cell. If I want to add third to it, I will go outside it, click on the outside part of it, go to edits, click on merge cell below. This time all three will be in the same cell. So you can merge markdown cell. You can also merge code cell. Any question about this? Questions? Okay, so now let's learn some markdown techniques still. So we are going to write the title of our course. So here I am going to create a cell above it. So I'll type here foundations of data science. And I will make it a markdown cell. So type M. So this is our title, foundation of data science, right? Was everybody able to do this? Then the next thing I want to do is to tell us the outline. So this is the outline of what I'm planning to cover in this class for this course, right? If you got time. So anybody has the class goes up to 2. Yes. Okay. So here I have star because I put star because I want this to be like a bullet point, star data type, and I indent. Let me run it, you will see what happened. If I run this, I want to make sure it's a markdown cell. And if I run it, you see, so star will create a bullet point, right? So for the data type, right? I wanted these to be indent. All you need to do, you select them and then just hit tab, right? Tab key will indent them, right? So it will be indented. So you change your cell to a markdown cell. I want you to do star data type. And the indentation, you list this, number, string, printing, list, dictionary, Boolean, tuple, sets. And then you come to the rest of the list: comparison, if, else, loop, lambda expression, map, filter, method, numpy, pandas. If we got time, we're gonna work with a data science problem, case study. So we will get a data, we use Panda, that is a library that we're gonna learn today, and then do some data science job on that data set. So, but let me leave this here. Let me see if I can put in the chat. I think that will be quicker. You just copy this and paste it to your Jupyter notebook. I just post it to the chat if you want to follow exactly what I'm doing, right? So you copy it and then paste it to your Jupyter notebook. Make sure the cell is a markdown cell, and then you run it. Any questions so far? Any questions? Okay, so let's go start it. So I want to start a data type here. Data type. I want this to be a markdown cell. If I want to change this cell to a markdown cell, what should I do? Anybody? I want this to be a markdown cell. Let me say some answer here. Same can't copy. Oh, you guys cannot copy? What? John, they can't copy from the chart.
You see what they can't do, copy?
Yeah, they cannot copy from the chart. I can copy. Wow, what's going on? Maybe is a way that this thing has been set up. Let me see. What about the Slack? Can you guys access the Slack? Admin, oh, you said admin restrictions. Wow.
You can copy it from Slack.
You can, okay, so let me see if I got my Slack open. I had it this morning. Let me open the Slack and then do it from there. Joel, do you have your Slack open already?
Yeah, I have.
Okay, I'm gonna email this to you because it might take him some time to get to. Let me just email it to you. You just copy and then put in the Slack. Yeah, I just emailed because I lost my Slack windows. I'm going to Slack. Okay, can you, everybody, can somebody tell me how to change it to a markdown cell? If I run it like that, I have a quote, and make it like a comment. But if I don't have this thing, if I run, I get error message. So how can I fix this? How can I fix this? I want this to be like a subtitle in markdown cell. So easy, we need to change the cell to a markdown cell. So you type M mean markdown cell, and then double pound, right? Or if I want triple pound, because I want it to be smaller than my, yeah, it's smaller than my title. right? Like triple. So data type. And I want many cells. Are you able to get the list? Are you able to get it from the Slack? You put in the chat in the Slack?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, that's how they got it. All right. So now let's start with first one, numbers, right? So with numbers, let's just start some operation with it, right? Like your usual algebra. So 1 is an integer. So let me do this. So we got integers. Let me double click. I want to change this indent. I want to put integers. And then you got floats, right? I want to put star. So for integers, right? So like the usual integers. So 1 is an integer. You can do operations with it. So you can add a number. In Python, you just do 1 plus 2. It's 3. It looks like my thing is smaller. Let me make it bigger. Can you see now? Better? So these are integers, right? So integer, if I want to add a note, I'll just type here integers, right? So this is an example of integers. So you can add them, you can multiply them. So if I want to multiply 2 times 3, you use star in Python, 2 star 3 will multiply them together. If you want to divide 3 by 2, this is the divisions, right? So here, multiplication of integers. Here you are dividing, division. Need a pound division. So this is a division. There is another division called integer divisions. Integer divisions. So for example, 3 double divisions by 2 will return only the integer part, right, of the result. You see, here is 1.5, you return 1.5, but here you only return 1, right? So based on what you want, you can use these different type of divisions, right? Sometimes this is what you want, but sometimes this is what you want, right? And in addition to that, we also got power. If you want power, you want to raise 2 to the power 3. So this is power. So power 2 to the power 3 is just 2 star star 3, which is 8, double star, right? So the remaining of modules, module operations. So this will return. So this will return the remainder, right? The remainder of a division, right? Division. For example, if I do 13 mod, right, mod 4, the result is 1. Because 13 divided by 4 is, the quotient is 3 and the remainder is 1, right? Again, based on what you want, you will need this operation from time to time, right? Any questions so far? So you can also use the distributivity. So let's say 2 by 3. You want to multiply that by 5 plus 4. Right, what is that equal to? 9 times 6. 9 times 6, the result should be 9 times 5, so 45, right? The result is 45. Right. So float. The next one is float. Right, so I want to change this to a markdown cell. Float are just decimal number, real decimal number. In fact, for integers, it doesn't have to be positive only. This can be negative. Sorry, let me make that. Integers are positive and negative whole number, right? They can be negative, right? They can be positive, they can be negative, right? Floats are decimal number. Think about it this way. So these are decimal number like 3.14 is a float. Divided by 2, the result is a float, right? I'm in the markdown cell. So let me take it out. So this is a markdown cell. That's why the code didn't run. Oh, not that. So 3.14 divided by 2, the result is 1.75. Right, the result is a float. Right. If you divide a float with an integer, the result is a float. Float divided by float, so 3.14 divided by 1.5 is still a float. Float divided by float, you still give you a float. Right, float times float give you a float. 3.14 times 1.7173. That's still a float, right? Okay. If you in Python, there is a method called type. It will tell you the type of your data. If you say type 1.14, say it's a float, right? If you say type 2, it's an integer. But if you say type 2.0, do you think this is a float or integers? 2.0 float or integers? Somebody has an answer. Yeah, it's a float. Exactly, it's a float. Right, this is a float. Right. So even if 2.0 is equal to 2 in value, but these are two different objects, it's a float. Right. So you can multiply, divide, add floats, right? The result is a float. If you add what would be the type of this? I want to add a float and I don't know if I did a float and integers. What would that be? Actually, let me. If you add these together, see it's a float. So you get a float, right? 8.14 is a float. Okay. So now, because we don't have too much time, I'm gonna stop there. But you feel free to read more documentation about numbers in Pythons. Right. So the next thing I want to do is strings. So before I go to strings, maybe I should talk about variable assignment. Right. So in Python, you never start a variable assignment. So let me do the triple variable assignment. Right, variable assignment. So I want this to be a markdown cell, so M. So in Python, you will never start your variable with a number. Let's say one var, right? One of my var equal 3 or 4. This is invalid. You don't start with number right? You don't use, that's an error. So 3x, right, or 3 var equal 1. You can't do that, right? Or you cannot use special character like int equal 15, then int var. Let me see. I don't think you can use that special character. This will give you a problem later on. You cannot also put your value on the left side. You cannot say that your variable var 10 equal your variable. You cannot say that, right? Your value should be on the right-hand side. This makes sense. Var equal 10, your variable equal 10. If you type var, you see that. We got some float. Okay, so variable assignment and how you define a variable, right? So you cannot start your variable with a number, a special character. You cannot use a special character as a variable. You cannot, have a value of your variable on the left side and your variable on the right side of it. Equality, you can't have that, you get error message. Any question about this? So you can have my var equal 2, right? My var plus 3. My var plus 3 is equal 5 because 2 plus 3 is equal 5, right? But you can also say my var, my new var, so this is a new variable now, is equal my var plus 3. So if you look at my new var, right, my new var, if you look at that, it's a 5. Right, so all these are a way to define variables. Now let's go to strings. Any questions so far? Okay, so according to this, we're going to strings. So strings. Right, so strings are just alpha character, right? So my strings, and then they are between quotation. In Python, strings are any alpha character between quotations. So I will say my single string equal, so I can use single quotation, right? I am single, right? It's a single quotations. So if I run my single string, it will tell you I am single, right? It's in the single quotations. But if you use print, my single quotation, you don't see quotation around it anymore, right? Questions over using keyword, like if true class X, yeah, right? Thank you, Yewal. Thank you. So my TA is posting some additional informations. Right. Okay, so my double string, so I can use my double string. So here I will use the double quotations. So I am double. Right, and then if I copy these and then run it here, it will say I am double. And if I print it, print I am double, there is no quotations. So this is how you print, or define a strings. Be careful in Python's empty string space if you have an empty space, Python will consider that as a strings. So my empty string equal this, right? If I run it, you see it will just empty string, right? If I print it, it's just nothing, but there is something in there, right? If you look at the type, if you look at the type of my empty string, you say that it's a string. str stands for string. So be careful with space in Python. Empty space means you are dealing with a string there. Now strings method. All right, so the first one, upper. So upper method. So what this will do, it will just change everything to uppercase, right? So let me make this one as a markdown cell. So upper method. So example. So I will say my str equal here Moussa Doumbia. So if I do my str dot upper like that, it will return everything to uppercase, right? And if I print it out, right, my str dot upper, right, just my name, everything capital. Any questions so far? Okay. So now the next thing is title method. Title method. I want to make this one that markdown cell. So again, my str, copy here. Right, that's my str, it's still defined as that. So if I say my str dot title, the title, so it will the first letters will be capital, M here capital, D here capital. Okay. So any questions? So let's say I got some empty space here. I got some empty space here. Right. So there is a thing called len method. So len will return the length of the strings. Len method. Len will return the length of the object. So here, so my str, let me run it. Because I have an empty space around it, if I do len my str, it will be more than the character that my name contains. right? So it's 23. However, my name only got what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. My name only got 13. So you got 10 extra strings in there, right? So we can remove those strings. If I add more strings, you will see that the length will increase. You see, we increase to 25. So there is a method called rstrip, right? It would mean it will remove the space from the right, and lstrip will remove the space from the right-hand side, and then strip will just remove the space from both sides. Right, so let's do, I would say R is equal my STI, my underscore STI dot R strip. So, and then I want to look at the length of R. You see, the length of R is 19. So that means we remove every nose from the right-hand side. So all these nodes has been removed. Now, I will say L equal my str dot L strip. So this will remove all the space from the left-hand side. And if I print the length of this L, you will see that it is not 25, so that's 20. Right. So now R strip. So I will say the strip S equal my str, the strip method str, my str that strip, actually str that strip. And then I'll look at the length of S. You see, that's 14. I got 14 characters in my name. So that just returned that 14. Right. So there is a lot of method in string, like a star with, and with, right? And then a lot of method in Python. So a lot of string method. I really encourage you to, right, check out Python strings, the method. Right. So that's what I want to cover about strings. Yeah, is numeric, is upper, is lower. That's when you're checking if, right. So is numeric, that's, right. Let me use something to that. Usually I will just put a lot of method. I'm not going to be able to go all of them, but is numeric, for example, let's say my num string, my num str is equal this 1, 2, 3. What type of object is this? Is this a number, or is this 1, 2, 3 a number or a string? Anybody? Let's see. Yeah, it's a string. It's a str. Very good. So this is a strings, but it's a strings that will pass the test is numeric, right? That means the thing is numeric, right? Numeric. So if I say is numeric, our num string, num str, it should tell true. Is
Oh, it's an attribute, so you have to do num string dot is numeric.
Yeah, that is numeric. Yeah, that is an attribute. So that is numeric. Oh. Num str that is numeric. Right. Right. So it's a true statement. Why? Because inside here you got numbers, right? One way to to do that is to convert these to a strings or integers. So to convert, so converting str or string to integers, right? So let me make this one as a, right? So to do so, you just need to do int and then my num str. Once you do that, what is this? Num str equal this. Num str num str and has no object scalable. It's not in integers, int. So any questions so far? Any questions so far? So was everybody's able to get this, the list of what we're going to cover? Okay, so before we are running out of time, I need to move on. Okay, yes. So printing, so we already discussed printing a little bit, right? So there is a difference between if you just say this, if you say this, print, or if you do this, print, right? You see the difference? Right, so this see the strings, right? And then this, right, has no quotation around it, right? So there's a lot of way to print stuff. Let's say I want to say name equal here usual. So name is usual, for example, and I want to say hello. I want to say hello. So hello usual. So there is a lot of way. Let's say this name can change from employee to employee, but here I want to have a placeholder for the name, right? Whatever this name change to, that name will come here. So if to do so, I can use the F string, right? I can use F string like that, right? I will say hello, or I can use formats. Let me use format method. I would say hello, and then the placeholder, that will be the name. Hello name, I'll put this, and then let's say if I say hello usual, I want to go to a new line, then I'll do this /n, and then let's say I want to tell him welcome to the data science course, right? And I need to use format. I will say that format, and then the format I will specify name there, right? So this name will come inside this curly bracket here. So if I print it, that's what we'll say. We will say, hello, usual, welcome to data science, right? If I change this, to George, right? So name is George. You would say, hello, George, welcome to data science, right? Any question about this? Okay, so F strings, you don't need formats in that case. So print. So this is format method and F string method. So I want to print, I can use F and then string like that, and I put my stuff in there. So hello, right? And I'll put here name, right? So let's last name or name, or put here number. Name equal that, number equal 3, for example. Number equal 3. So I would say hello, this. I'll go to a new line, / new line, and I would say your number is, so number. So here, number. Right. So this should say, hello, George, your number is 3. Right. So in this case, you know, if you change this, you don't have to come inside your code to change your code. Right. If I change George number to 25, if I run a hello, George, your number is 25. If I change this name to Nana, it would say, hello, Nana, your number is 25. Right. So we call this one F string. You can have as many as you want inside here. Right. Any questions about this printing? So there is a hard way to do it. I don't encourage you to do this. So you can say that hello. Right. So you can say hello, this. So you can do this, comma, you put name here, and then comma, hello, name, and you want to do welcome to data science. Welcome to data science class. Right. So if I want new name, a new line, I have to specify that also. But this, some people use it, right? Hello name, welcome to that, or hello name, your number. So let me say your number is, then I put comma and I put number here. Right, hello Nana, your number is 25. So that's another way to print. Okay, so that's printing. Let me see what's next. After printing, what do we have? So by the way, you can step me anytime. Okay, list. All right, list is very important. Right, so list, right, it's just a sequence of element in one, right, in one big object. So you can list can be defined, right, by putting these elements into, you know, square brackets. So for example, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. This is a list. Right, it's a list. So I'll call this one my list. My list equal this. Right. So, and your list, I would say your list equal this. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. That's your list. My list is here, your list is here. Right. So we can concatenate two lists. Do I say my list? In fact, let me run my list so that you can see. Right. My list. Right. Your list is list of even. Right. So my list plus your list. Right. You add them. So it didn't add component wise, as you can notice. It just you know, concatenated. Right. So the same thing is true if you do my list times 2. My list times 2, it will now multiply members of my list by 2. It just duplicate my list again, right? So be careful with list. So you can access member in the list. So let me modify my list. Actually, let me just copy. Say my list equal this. And after 4, I'll put another list there. So we have another list up to here. So we'll have a list inside a list. And then if I want, I can have another list here and then up to here, for example. Right. So my list is a list inside a list. Is a nested list. We call this one nested list. Right. So you can grab element of a list by index. In Python, index start at 0. So if I want the first element, I will say my list index 0. If I want to get number 1, I will say index 0 directly to number 1. If I want to get the last element, right, the last element in my list, I'll use -1. Right, so this is the last element in the list, right? Because you look at the big list, right? This is first, second, third, fourth. So this is the last element here. The last element is that. If I want to get the last element of that list, so because this is a nested list, right? It's a nested list, I will do -1 again. So if I do -1 in here, this is the first element, second, third, and then the fourth element, this the last element will be -10. So it will return -10. -1 means give me the last element. For example, if I do your list, if I do -10 and -1, do that. So if I want to grab the first 5 elements of your list, I will say your list, right? So I will say, because the index start at 0, I will say 0. The first 5, I will stop at 5 because it start at 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. It stopped there. At 4 it stopped. 5 is not included. So this will return the first 5 elements in your list, right? So if I want the last 5 elements, then I will say your list, and then I'll do this. So 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I will use a 5 to 10, right? 5 to 10. Remember Python indexing always. Yeah, Python index always begin at 0, right? So it starts at 0 and then moving forward. So this is the last 5 elements of my list. Any question about this? Any questions? Okay, so that is the list. One more thing that we can do with the list. There's a lot of stuff, but we can reverse the order, right? For example, if I want to reverse your list, I will say your list and then do double quotations, double colon, and then put -1. That will start at the end. So 20 up to 2. Remember your list start at 2 and then up to 20. But if I use this method, we reverse it. So we reverse our list. Any question about this? Questions? Okay, so after list, what comes? Dictionary. So for the list, you can add item, right? Or you can override. So your list, right? Your list, let's say the first member, you don't want that. Your first member is 1, 2. Let's say you want that to be -4, 5. Then your list, if you look at your list now, the first member is -5, right? First member is -5. So you can update any member of the list, right, without a problem. Okay, so now dictionary. Dictionary are order pairs, key value, dictionary, right? So key value pair, keys values pair. Right, so for example, so a dictionary, so I'll call a dictionary to be, so I'll say here, key 1 that has a value 1. So here, if I use val, key 2 is val 2, right? Val 2. So now if I look at, this is how you define a dictionary. They have to be between curly brackets. A dictionary, right? I got 2 members inside a dictionary. Right, key 1 has a value val 1, and key 2 has a value val 2, and so on. Right, another dictionary, my car. So is it called a dictionary? So let's say you have a make. So you can do the make it Toyota, and the model is Land Cruiser, and the color actually, let me do it this way. So I got my dictionary like this. Color will be black. Color black. So cylinder. Eight. Right. So origin, it's a foreign, Japan. And right, so this is a dictionary. What else? Years, I can have years, the year of the car, 2023, for example. So this is, if you run your car, right? So you can grab a specific characteristic of this vehicle by grabbing the key. For example, so mileage, you can add mileage. So mileage is 10,000 already. It doesn't take that. But say if I run it, you see mileage has been added again. I want to comma mileage. Take that off first. Mileage is there. Now, my car, let me take the mileage out. If I want to add mileage to it, I will say my car. That's, I will do here mileage, and then I will say, I will give a value to it, 10,000. Right. The mileage is 10,000. Then when you run my car, right, you see the mileage has been added. Right. So you can grab a particular element of your your car by grabbing the key. So model. So this is a Land Cruiser. My car. If you want the year of the car. Did I use capital Y?
The car in the C in car should be small case.
Huh?
The alphabet C. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, right. So you can do that with dictionary, right? You can update, you can add, right? My car. So let me say my car color. Let's say I want gray. So if I run my car, you see, it's no longer black. Oh, he added a new one. Did I define the same thing? Yeah, this should be capital C. Yeah, it's changed to gray. So I'm gonna delete this little color. Right, you can delete it. And before I delete it, there is something called items. So my car, actually, you can do values. My car values. This will return all the values. Right, these are the value: Toyota, Land Cruiser, gray, 8. So there is another thing called my car keys. That will return all the keys in the dictionary. My car items. Right. So this will return a key or value pair in the tuples. Right. Any questions? Any questions? Okay, so as you can see, dictionary are very useful in real life. They are used to store data. I don't know if you heard about JSON. JSON file is nothing but a nested dictionary, right? Dictionary inside dictionary inside dictionary. In fact, you can have a dictionary that is inside a dictionary, or a dictionary inside that you have a list, right? For example, you can have a student. Do I have time to do that? So student here, you get ID. For the ID, let's say you got like at 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that's the ID. And for the student can have a major or school, right? So school. So the school can be POAS. And major. Major data science. Yes. Right. Courses. So the courses here can be a list. So for the courses, you can have here math, right? CS, computer science. What else? English, and so on. So this will work. Your key, your value is a list, and so on. So unless you define, a student should have a name, right? Name is new student, right? And then so on. And then you can have a phone number, email, and so on, right? So if you type student, you got all these. If you want student ID, right? You type here ID, you return the student ID. right? Student GPA, you can even include that, right? Student major, right? And so on. Right. So these are used to hold data, to organize data, right, in a very nice fashion. So I'm gonna move on away from dictionary and then go to the next. After dictionary lists, dictionary booleans. So Boolean are just true and false. For example, is this true? 2 bigger than 3? So this is an example of Boolean. So let me type here. Boolean. Right, so we got Boolean, and then we got what else? After Boolean, tuple set, okay. Tuple and set. So it's 2 bigger than 3. So for Boolean, you got only 2 options, true or false, right? And so that would be false, like a true equal false. True equal false, that's false, right? Is 0 equal -0? Is that true? Is 0 equal -0? Is 0 equal -0? Is 0 equal -0?
Yes.
Yes. Yeah, that's true. 0 and -0 are the same, right? So you get true statement in that case. Right. Yeah, that is true. Right. So Boolean is like that. Right. So you can have many conditions with Booleans, like if you got more than one conditions, like 0 equal -0, and so you got and use parentheses if you got more than one, and 0 equal -0, and we want 1 less than 5. So both conditions should be satisfied with and statement. Because of this and, this first one has to be satisfied, the second one has to be satisfied for you to have a truth, right? If you change it a little bit, if I change this and 1 bigger than 5, you see I got false, right? And if I change this to 1 bigger than 5, and here as an or instead of and, with or, one of them just need to be true, right? So 0 equal -0, that's true. 1 is bigger than 5, that's false. But because we have or, then it's true. So or is true even if both is true also, right? Right, like a true or false, right? False is, oh, what is my false? True or false is true, right? True, right, and true. It's true. False and false is false, right? So play with this Boolean thing, right? We can do a lot of stuff with it. Yeah, you will just share some resource about this. Okay, so now the next thing we want to talk about is a tuple. Tuple are immutable data set. That means you cannot change it. So tuple. So let me change this to a markdown cell. Tuple, very important. Right. So for example, my tuple, I'll say that is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4. Right. So if I want to unpack this tuple, I will say A, B, C, D. I mean, I got 4 of them, then equal my tuple. right? It has to be the same number of elements. Then in that case, is that A or Q? Let me see. A. So in that case, A will be 1, B, D will be that. Let me change this to B. So B will be 2, right? And then C is 3. So that's one way to unpack it, right? So you can grab a member of your tuple. So my tuple, you can grab the first member, that's 1. If you want the last number, that's 4. If you want the second member, that's that. But what you cannot do, you cannot change, let's say you want to change the second member in the tuple, instead of that is equal to the third member is 3, right? Instead of having 3, you want to change that to 20, for example. Then you will have a problem. You cannot do that, right? You cannot do that. Tuples are immutable. They're immutable. You cannot change them back, right? So you have a problem. So set, we create some new. So set, I believe that's the next one, set. Can you still see my screen?
Yeah, we can.
Oh, okay, good, good. Okay, so sets are, right, like in mathematics, so set just item between 2 curly brackets, right? So for example, this is an example of set 1, 2, 3, right? So I can call it that one, my set equal this. So if I want my set, 1, 2, 3, right? So set doesn't take the repetitions, right? If you have a bunch of things that are repeating, if you apply set to it, it will just take the repetition out of it. For example, if I use set, so here I got 1, 1, 1, 1, 2, 2, 2, 2, 3, 3, 3, 3, and 4, and 5, 5, 5, and 6. So you will take the repetition out of it. Set, I want set to be applied to this. The double comma. You see, it take the repetition out of it, right? So people use this inside a data frame, right? It depends what kind of problem you're dealing with, to use the set method to remove, duplicates. Sometimes you don't want duplicate in your data set. So you apply this method, you remove that duplicate. Sometimes you want unique stuff in them. Okay. Okay, so can you hear me now? All right. So I was using comparison operator to talk about tuples, right? So like less than, greater than, those are comparison operator, but the results will give us a booleans, right? Either true or false, right? So comparing, Python is case sensitive. For example, comparing the comparisons. So we want to compare, two or more things. So operation. want this to be a markdown cell again. So comparison, obviously inequality is the first one. So as a Moussa equal Moussa. Is that true? False. Oh, let me remove this. Even then it's false because Python is case sensitive, right? This is capital M, this is lowercase m, right? So that is false. So we discussed less than, you can have a less or equal than. So 1 less or equal to 5. Is that true? Is 1 is less or equal to 5? That is, what is that? What happened? Okay. No space between less or equal to, right? So what about this? Is 1 is greater or equal to 5? No. Somebody got questions? That's false. 1 is not greater or equal to 5, right? So you got less or equal to, and then you got equal symbol, like 1 equal to. This is a comparison operator. 1 equal to that, right? Like high equal by. Are these equal? No. So that's false. Good equal by. So again, when you're using more than one condition, please use parentheses, right? Now, the next thing I want to mention is if-else statement. Oh, man. If, else statement. So if statement, so first one, if statement, right? So it's a conditional statement. If something happened, if something hold true, right? Do this. So if statement. Right. If statement. So an example of the if 0 is equal to -0, right? If that is true, then you need to have a quotations after your conditions. Then I will say print, yep. Right, print yep. So this is if statement. Then that is true, right? If that condition was false, this will never be print. For example, if I put this, yep will never print. Right, it will never print. It will print as long as the condition is true. Right, if 0 equal to -0, then it will print yep. So that's the very first if statement. Right, we can add a if else. So if that, print yep, and then we're gonna say else, right? Else we wanna print nah or nope. So here I get 0 equal to 2. So which one will print in this? What do you think which the print message will be? I got 2 print statements here. Which one will print? Yeah, the nope will print. Very good, right? Because the first one is false. 0 is not equal to 2, so it will skip that. Else will print nope. Right? So now let's add elif. Right? So elif, so if score is greater or equal to 90, we want to print A. Let's be nice. Let's say print your grade is A. Right, is an A. So I will say elif Elif. So Elif, your score, if your score is greater or equal to 80, then we're gonna print, I'm gonna just copy this because I don't have time anymore. Your score is a B, and I will do Elif. If score is greater or equal to 70, we're gonna say print your grade is a C. And Elif. Elif, if score is greater or equal to 60, your grade is a D. Then the last is an else. Else, the grade is an F. Right, is a F. Your grade is F. Or you fail.
Looks like you mistyped the score on line 5 and 7.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Score, yeah. Score. Yeah, I'm trying to beat the time, but I can't believe it. You failed. Sorry. You failed. You failed the class. Oh, let me just put your score again. You got an F. Okay. What happened? Yeah. Score is not defined. So I just said score equal. For this particular case, I just said score equal that 91. Right, so if score equal score, name score, if score greater or equal to score, greater or equal to score. So I said score equal 90 is an A. 60 is a D. 75 is a C. Right, 100 is an A. And then 50 is an F. I said 50. Yeah, it's an F. Right, so the installation took a lot of time, but we are out of the time. I wish I could continue. Kindly quick check spell score. Yeah, thank you, George. Right, so I'm gonna post, share my Jupyter notebook with Nana. You guys will have access to the rest of the material. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, Professor Doumbia, and thank you all for coming. We are going to continue same time tomorrow. So hope to see you all again tomorrow.
Thank you.
And again, don't forget to sign in for the attendance sheet, especially if you are interested in the certificate of participation, do so and then sign in. Any questions for me or Dr. Doumbia?
Questions? What will be the attending sheet?
Yeah, check in Slack. I think if you look at the chat area, the link is posted there. So you check the link to your Slack, and then you find the attendance sheet to sign in. Again, Dr. Doumbia, thank you for an excellent presentation, and then we'll see all of you here again tomorrow.
Hello, Prof. I'm signing on to Slack, but on Slack, where do I sign in? Like, I just see the platform, I see people, but I see the participants and I see the chat window, but I don't see any book to sign in or anything telling me to sign.
There is nothing for attendance. Any of you able to sign in for the attendance?
I didn't see one. Maybe they will get that straight tomorrow.
Okay, if you did it, that's fine. I think we'll check it and then make sure it is fixed so that you can sign in for today and tomorrow.
Thank you.
All right. Thanks, everybody. John, I will see you tomorrow, or you need to talk to me?
No, not really, unless you have any. Yeah, we'll see you tomorrow.
No, I'll see you.
You have a class tomorrow?
Yeah, tomorrow. Yeah, I got class tomorrow.
It doesn't conflict with this, or it does?
No, tomorrow, Thursday, likely it doesn't.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, thanks so much, professors. I will leave now.
No problem. No problem.
Same time tomorrow, 10:45.
Okay.
Actually, I think there were some of them were saying they couldn't find the attendance sheet, or she's gone. Are you there, Ashley?
Yeah, I see the question. It should have been in Slack.
Yeah, I think they click on the link, but again, I haven't checked, but some of them were there. They said they couldn't find anything to sign in for attendance.
Okay. I'll go back and look at it, but we have a list of who all attended today, so.
Right, yeah, so check on that.
Okay, no problem. Thank you, guys. See you tomorrow.
All right, thank you.